5 Alpha Sierra. Do you have the airport in sight? 12 o'clock, 12 miles.
5 Alpha Sierra is in the clouds right now, but as soon as I'm through them, I'll have it in sight.
5 Alpha Sierra, do you have the heavy jet in sight on your left?
Not anymore.
On this week's episode, I climb into this 2009 Phenom 100 for a flight around the Florida Keys. The Phenom 100 has a capacity for 4 passengers in its normal configuration, but it can carry up to 7 passengers with a single crew. This Phenom has 2 Pratt & Whitney jet engines, producing 1,695 pounds of thrust per engine. This flight was pretty busy on the radios, but we were still able to have a good time circling the Keys.
My name is Abram Finkelstein, and this is my Phenom 100. This particular airplane is a 2009. It goes about 365 knots and max altitude of 41,000 feet. Really likes to fly in the mid-30s. That's where it's at its fastest, but it's at its most efficient a little bit higher. I can carry up to 6 people and about 700 pounds. I've taken this airplane pretty much all over the country. I've taken it to the West Coast. I've brought it to Las Vegas, taken it from Las Vegas to Wisconsin. It's been a terrific airplane for my purposes. I use it a lot for personal travel, for business travel, and for volunteer flying. I am an active member of the Veteran Airlift Command, and this is an ideal airplane for those types of trips. I also fly for the Challenge Air for Kids and Friends and Vital Flight, which are 2 organizations that do flights for disabled children. My favorite destinations, I go to Texas a lot and I go to North Carolina a lot for business. This is an ideal airplane for somebody who's using an airplane both for business and for any kind of personal travel that they want. You can really do so much with this airplane. It's got a really wide envelope for both performance and the type of carry, what it can carry. It's got an external baggage compartment, which is fantastic for traveling. And it was incredibly helpful to me in building my business. My current business that the airplane helps support is a company called Wing Leader. Wing Leader was born out of the idea that small corporate flight departments and contract pilots have no operational support. Wing Leader is a concierge support operation for those types of businesses. So we do everything to support the trip and the operation, including all of the dispatching, all of the scheduling, all of the technology, the accounting, everything that helps a flight department manage its activities, and they can focus on the safe operation of the aircraft and let us do all the back office stuff. Wing Leader uses a platform called Scudero, which all of my clients will have access to. And Scudero does all of the scheduling. Everything about the trip is loaded into the system, so everyone has access to it, including pilots on the road using a phone app. If you want more information about Wing Leader, please check out the website at flywingleader.com.
All right, Ed, you ready to go fly?
I'm ready to go fly. Let's do it. Thanks a lot.
So what I'm looking for first is N2. Some fuel flow going, oil pressure, ITT's coming up, and then within 10 seconds I want to see N1. That's what I got. CPU is disconnected. Before I go to the checklist, I usually do a little flow.
Okay.
And then I'll go back to the checklist, make sure I didn't miss anything. Right now I'm checking the batteries to make sure I have enough reserve if we had a total electrical failure. Electrical emergency, I mean.
Gotcha. For Lauderdale ground, Gitmo 842, request taxi from customs to signature.
For Lauderdale ground, ARF Battalion 10. ARF Battalion 10.
Time was 1706.
Matt, Customs West and Gulf. I'd like to reposition the fire station.
I want to do before we head out, before we tell them we're ready to taxi.
910 proceeding, thank you.
Make note of the checklist first. The GPU is disconnected. I don't see it back there. Electric emergency button was checked. Batteries 1 and 2 were checked. Electric emergency button is pushed back out. AFCS control unit, FMS coupled to the left side. Takeoff altitude is set for 4,000 feet. Altimeter is 3017, set 3 times. Transponder, got a good code, 4736, and alt mode. Takeoff speeds 100, 103, 108, 125 are posted and in order. Engine takeoff data is set. Landing field elevation is set. Flight controls were checked free and correct. Trims were checked and are set. Flaps 1, verify 1. Ice protection not required for today's flight, we hope. Okay, let's see. I want to go to the chart. I want to take a look at our departure procedure and just make sure I know what I'm doing here. Okay, we're going to be hopefully leaving 10 right, climbed 096 to 580 feet to Calypso, then Mansec to Osti, and then as posted, 4,000 feet is our top altitude, 4,000 feet is set. And then after Osti, it's Manor. Okay, cool. So that's what we have in the box. Fort Lauderdale ground, Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra with Foxtrot at Shelter. Request taxi 10 right.
Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra, Fort Lauderdale ground, runway 10 right. Taxi via Lima Hotel, Hotel 3 in Juliet.
Lima, Hotel, Hotel 3, Juliet, 5 Alpha Sierra.
Takeoff, okay.
All right, takeoff configuration is okay. We don't have any CAS messages. And ped belts, I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And we are down to the line. Nobody coming up on the left, and I see that car on the right.
Seems like it doesn't really take you too long to get up and going.
No, not too bad.
The cockpit's a lot more clean than I was expecting. I was expecting, you know, stuff everywhere. It's
actually,
Garmin.
yeah, no, this is a very...
Sierra Tower 120.2.
120.2, 5 Alpha Sierra. It's actually a very, very simple, it's really a reasonably simple airplane to fly.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be a left seat departure. It'll be a rolling left seat departure. We got plenty of runway. Any failure, any CAS messages that I see prior to 70 knots, we're going to abort. And between 70 and V1, we're only going to abort in the event of an engine fire, an engine failure, or a flight control failure, some inability to maintain directional control. And above V1, we're going to treat it as an in-flight emergency. We're going to take off. We're going to get to a safe altitude, which will probably be about 2,000 feet today. We'll troubleshoot, or more likely we'll just come back here because we have maintenance here. Other than that, we are going to fly the Manor departure. Any questions?
No questions.
All right, outstanding.
It's quiet right now. There it is.
Sierra Fort Lauderdale Tower, winds 1306, gust 16, RNAV Calypso, runway direct, clear for takeoff.
685 Alpha Sierra, RNAV to Calypso, clear for takeoff, runway 10 right. Hey, we are cleared. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's do this.
How many feet does she eat up on the takeoff roll?
The book says about 2,600. I think that's probably pretty close.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to do a standing, power set thing. I'm doing a rolling, so we lose a little bit there. All right, thrust is coming up symmetrically. Power is set. ATR is armed. Airspeed's alive. 70 knots, cross check. One, rotate. Is it ready to climb? We'll hand fly for a little bit.
How long have you been flying this airplane?
This is right around 3 to 4 years.
Alpha Sierra, contact Miami departure, take care.
5 Alpha Sierra, going to departure, see you in a bit. Miami departure, Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra 3000, climbing 4000.
Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra, Miami departure, radar contact, I maintain 5000.
Climbing 5000, 5 Alpha Sierra.
Is this airplane primarily based out of Florida?
Yeah. I do a lot of flying in North Carolina and stuff like that, in Texas. But
I was going to ask you where you take it, typically.
Everywhere I need to go.
Yeah.
That's not true. If it's more than if it's more than one stop to get somewhere, I very often won't take the plane. But if it's one stop or non-stop, I'll usually take the plane.
Now, what's the range on this airplane, on this jet?
I generally, I can get to Cincinnati non-stop, no problem. I can do New York one way or the other, non-stop. It just depends on the winds. If the winds are against me, I'm not going to.
5 Alpha Sierra, expedite through 9,000, traffic 11 o'clock and 15 miles.
Altitude.
Beach shed at 8,500.
Okay, 5 Alpha Sierra, expediting. Yeah, if the wind's against me, I'm not going to make New York. If I have a little bit of a tailwind, I can make it. The 100 is ideal for trips up to about 800 miles.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what it's great for.
Have you flown the Vision jet?
I have not.
Not flown. That's the only other jet I've filmed so far. This is my second one filming on the channel. So, if I remember correctly, it has like a similar range, but the useful load is not as high.
Yeah, I would say, and you're not going to get as high.
Yeah. What's the ceiling?
On the Vision jet, I think it's 3,100.
No, on this one.
41,000.
To Gator. November 5 Alpha Sierra, thank you for the climb. Contact Miami approach 125.5. Good day.
125.5, 5 Alpha Sierra. Anytime. Have a great day. So I have a lot of time in the Eclipse jet as well.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's, that gets really, really similar performance. Again, useful load isn't quite as much, and it's not quite as fast, but it's a really, really efficient airplane. Of course, the cabin is, this is a much...
Right. Well, yeah, you definitely have the legroom here, too, noticing.
Yep.
It's kind of comfortable.
It's a comfortable airplane. I've been in it for hours and hours and hours. It's comfortable.
Did you find the transition to be difficult, or were you already transitioning from flying other jets when you got into this airplane for the first time?
I was already typed in the Phenom 300, because I do fly for Gold as well, and I fly the 300 for them, so I was already typed in the airplane. It was pretty comfortable to me.
Did you see the differences between the two?
They are so similar in terms of the panel, but the performance is totally different. And obviously the 300 is much more airplane. It's a very, very capable airplane. Much faster, better distance. So that's really where you see the difference. It's a swept wing airplane. This is a straight wing airplane. So there are little subtle differences in the systems, but it's just a much more capable airplane than the 100 is. Although she does just fine for me.
How long have you been flying jets, just total? Did you start out as a corporate pilot, or what's kind of your story?
No, my story is I started flying in college, and I started on 172s just like everybody else. I didn't actually really, I got my instrument rating when I was in law school, and started a business in 1994. 98, I bought an airplane with some partners to try and to support my business. Just over the years, I upgraded airplanes, and then I became my own owner, built my time, and about 10 years ago, I started flying corporate professionally. I was a contract pilot, enjoyed it. Decided I wanted to keep doing that. So I just kind of, I had my business, and then I did my corporate flying, and just really enjoyed it.
It's funny, you got to do that juggle. You're trying to listen to see if they call you, and then you're trying to answer the question. So sorry, if I need to shut up, just let me know.
What I do is if I need, if I hear my tail number, I'll just put my hand up like that, and that'll be your signal to not shut up, just delay the question.
You have your seaplane rating?
I do. That was a ton of fun.
Oh, I want to do it so bad.
I would absolutely recommend it. It is as much fun as you're going to have flying airplanes. It's just a ton of fun. I really, really, really enjoyed the seaplane rating. Now, I'm not staying current, and that's something I need to fix. I need to go out there and get current in it. You know, when I got it, I was like, oh, once a year, once every other year.
Do you do Jack Brown?
Sorry?
Do you fly with Jack Brown down there, the Jack Brown seaplane base?
Yeah, that's exactly where I got my type.
So a lot of people do it.
Yep, they're fantastic. They were great, and you know, I actually became pretty good friends with my instructor, and he came and flew for Gold for a couple of years, and then now he's with Delta.
Why are your altimeters different? They're set to the same setting, but why are they reading different altitudes?
Okay, that's a very good question. You have to have two completely independent sources so even though they're set to the same
an aircraft requesting practice approach
setting, they're based off of different probes and different computers. So you have to have two independent sources, and they just have to be within a certain amount. So these are only 20 feet off, which is within specs.
Because you're all glass, is there an event to where you could lose everything?
Sure.
What would you don't have steam gauges to back you up, so what would you do in this?
Got that.
Yeah.
So, okay, the book answer, when I did that check, that's exactly what I was testing to see. You should have 45 minutes worth of battery power.
Okay, gotcha.
If the battery is charged as it's supposed to be. So I know if I have a total electrical loss of electrical charging, I have 45 minutes to get the airplane on the ground.
Gotcha.
That's best case scenario. The reality is, this thing really could be a backup for me, because it's got a pretty good GPS and everything built into it. And it's got its own independent battery source. Now, would I ever want to have to rely on that? No.
Yeah. And I guess worst case scenario, I mean, you could just pay and fly, keep the nose down, you know? You got airspeed.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you've got your compass, but ideally you're
It's in VFR conditions, though. If you're completely IFR, then...
you're getting on the ground as soon as humanly possible.
Tell me a little bit something about your speeds, your landing gear speed, your flap speed, you know, your landing speed, what are you going to touch down at, that kind of stuff as we, you know, are getting ready to land here in a couple minutes.
That's a great point. So since we're thinking about it, I'm going to put all my landing references on, and then I'm going to verify them. So our approach speed will be about 101. The reality is, in a busy airport like this, you don't hit your approach speed until you're almost on top of the runway. You need to be fast, or you're going to hold up traffic. Our VREF is 96, so we want to be 96 over the numbers. And usually they keep me to about 170 to about a 5-mile final, and then that's when I start slowing down.
Knoxa 665, Miami Center, roger.
Let's see. My book tells me that our weight on landing is going to be 9,030. So I ran the numbers assuming 8972.
Mike Echo, Miami Center, roger.
Which is pretty close, but let's see if there's any difference to the speed. 97, so we'll go 102. 97, 103, 121. Not a material difference, but that's what the book says the speeds should be. And while we're thinking about it, let's do our descent checklist. Windshields are off. Pressurization, landing field elevation is set. Landing speeds are posted, 97, 102, 103, 121. Icing conditions. All right. Lines, outlet switches, or belts on.
22, Miami Center, roger. Climb and maintain.
External lights for the approach. External lights are as required. Passengers will advise shortly. Fuel transfer button is off. Altimeters are 3016. They're set 3 ways. And?
November 5 Alpha Sierra, contact Miami Center 133.5.
133.5, 5 Alpha Sierra. Appreciate the help. Have a great day.
Germany 983, contact.
Good afternoon, Miami. Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra. Checking in 12,000.
Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra, Miami Center, roger.
Didn't clear me for the approach, so I'm not going to intercept the glide slope.
LL 021 Heavy, 5 miles from Warrior, 3,000. 5 Alpha Sierra, do you have the airport in sight? 12 o'clock, 12 miles.
5 Alpha Sierra is in the clouds right now, but as soon as I'm through them, I'll have it in sight.
And approach citation 319 Juliet Delta with you 7,000 with Bravo.
5 Alpha Sierra, do you have the heavy jet inside on your left?
Not anymore. Now I have both the I have the airport in sight now.
Approach speed, I get you the clearance here in about 1 mile.
Down.
5 Alpha Sierra, you're over blame, cleared ILS runway 10 right approach.
5 Alpha Sierra, clear for the ILS 10 right 5. Well,
What's way
better late than never.
Yeah.
7 Hotel Romeo, Miami approach, expect the ILS runway 10 right. You can intercept a localizer at bunker.
Fort Lauderdale Tower, Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra is inbound for the ILS runway 10 right.
Phenom 685 Alpha Sierra, Fort Lauderdale Tower, runway 10 right, clear to land, traffic will be holding in position.
Good land, 5 Alpha Sierra. Hey, before landing, yaw damper is off.
38.
Right there. Landing gear lever is down with 3 green. Flaps are full. And airspeed is declining.
Autopilot.
And Tower 5 Alpha Sierra, I just want to let you know there are a few birds right on the approach course, about 3 mile final.
Sir, roger. Special aircraft, birds, 3
500.
Just over the power plant, multiple reports of birds.
Okay, we are stable and on glide slope, on localizer. See the airport in front. Airspeed's good. 3 green, full flaps.
Does wake turbulence from like the 737s affect you?
On occasion.
Minimum.
They're usually pretty good at the separation though.
Mr. 38, contact my departure. Takeoff.
Departure, runway 238, good day.
My finest landing ever. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right. You had a pretty good crosswind.
Fort Lauderdale Information Hotel.
There's no excuse.
Should have seen some of the stuff I've pulled in tail wheels. It's been bad before.
5 Alpha Sierra, left turn, join Juliet, hold short of Quebec, and contact ground point 4.
Left turn on Juliet, hold short of Quebec and go on the ground. 5 Alpha Sierra.
Abe, thank you so much for taking me flying today. This was a blast. I had a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm sorry it was so busy up there.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, Abe, well, thank you so much for letting me fly with you. Sorry, you guys, it's a little loud out here, but I mean, that was a lot of fun. We got to see the keys from Phenom. I mean, hell, what a way to spend an afternoon.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for taking time to check out my Phenom.
Absolutely.
I still want to go do some flying with you, though.
Yeah, well, we got to. We'll take the walkout out sometime. It'll be a good time.
I'd really love that.
Awesome. Well, you guys, we got Spirit taking off out here. Real loud. Hold on.
And we got JetBlue right
And
over
we
there.
got JetBlue. It's a busy airport. All right, you guys, we'll go check out Wing Leader. It's here on his shirt. I'll have that link in the description, and we'll see you next time on Flying Doodles.